So Attorney General Pam Bondi telling sanctuary cities it's time to start working with federal law enforcement. She demanded leaders in those cities and counties answer her by yesterday. A lot of sanctuary cities continue to refuse cooperation. Mayor Michelle Wu saying Boston will not back down. And across the country, you have Washington State Governor Bob Ferguson. He says he will not be intimidated. So can the federal government force states and cities to comply? That is the big question this morning. With us now, senior judicial analyst Judge Andrew Napolitano. Judge, so this is not the first time that sanctuary city policies have been the focus of legal battles. What happens if these states and cities really essentially refuse to comply with Bondi's orders?
The short answer to whether the Attorney General can force states and cities actively to cooperate in the enforcement of federal law is no. The Supreme Court has made that very clear in two cases that go back about 25 or 30 years, but they're still very much the law today. So the law is that cities and states, let's take New York, for example, where the prevailing opinion amongst city leaders is not to cooperate with ICE. So can the police interfere with ICE? Of course not. Then they themselves would be obstructing justice. Must they help ICE? No. Can they stand there and just watch ICE? Yes. So the way to understand this is the states are sovereign under the Constitution. The feds cannot, we're not talking about D.C., it's an exception. The feds cannot come in and take over law enforcement. They can't compel law enforcement to work for them, but law enforcement, local law enforcement, cannot actively frustrate or resist the feds. Attorney General Bondi knows that. This is what we call black letter law. This is law that is really not disputed. So it's unclear to me what she's threatening. Her threat ended yesterday. What is she going to do today? The most she can do is to bring a lawsuit which will force the states to spend money to defend the lawsuit, but they will ultimately win these lawsuits because there's nothing the feds can do about it. Now, if some locations, the locals are actively impeding federal law enforcement, well, that's a very serious issue, and whoever's doing the impeding could actually be indicted for obstructing justice.
And I think a lot of these cities, and I'm thinking of like Boston and Chicago specifically, they're sanctuary cities, meaning they allow illegal immigrants to continue to live out their lives here. They're not really doing anything to assist, I guess, federal law enforcement. That seems to be the big issue, too. Right.
Well, as I said, there's nothing the feds can do to make them to assist. What gets under the skin, I think, of the president and the attorney general is when cities like Boston and Chicago, for local political reasons, advertise that they are sanctuary cities. Come to us and we'll keep you safe. Well, if you're in the country illegally, ICE is probably going to find you no matter where you are. You could be in, forgive me, Austin, Texas. You could be in Chicago, Illinois. They're going to find you. It may take a little longer in these cities where the police are not cooperating with the feds, but ultimately the feds will find these folks.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.